This video is for mental health therapists and clinicians who treat social anxiety. Preparation, sometimes called planning, is where motivation finally starts to rise. Clients begin saying, I think I'm ready to do something about this. And almost immediately, fear follows. I just need to make sure I don't mess up. In social anxiety, this is the stage where change feels real enough to name and fear feels real enough to stall progress. Clinically, this is where planning often turns into perfectionism. Preparation is not commitment. It's trying to feel safe enough to commit. And safe enough does not mean certainty. Change happens through vulnerability, not guarantees. Through the shame lens, planning is often driven by fear disguised as responsibility. I just need the perfect plan before I start. I'll change once I know it'll work. If I prepare enough, maybe I won't get embarrassed. Here, shame shifts strategies. Instead of avoidance, it tries control. The goal becomes eliminating risk instead of preparing for real, uncertain life. And this is an important distinction because you're beginning to see the true readiness of change. You can look at, is this a fear-driven plan or a values-driven plan? And in daily life, this can often look productive, like Googling places to go and not going, making lists, watching videos, reading books, and not applying or engaging any of that. Rehearsing conversations 10 times before leaving the house. Saying, I'll start tomorrow, while building a plan so large it collapses under pressure. On the surface, this looks like progress. Underneath, it's paralyzing. Clinically, planning often gets mistaken for readiness. It isn't. Clients can stay here for months because planning feels like working on the problem. And to be clear, this stage matters. Don't rush it. It is progress from suppression and avoidance. However, the planning can quietly become an emotional armor. Your role here is not to eliminate the planning. Remember, don't rush this. It's to try to keep the planning small, concrete, flexible, and values aligned. This can sound like keeping plans limited and specific, following the rule of 3 of worst case, best case, and middle scenario, plus how they cope with each scenario. Anchoring plans to values, not outcomes, and challenging perfectionistic rules about readiness. We reinforce that discomfort is expected when doing something new, and it's also survivable. This is where psychological flexibility begins to take steps, because these micro steps show flexibility. They're simple, not easy. You may say, in the next 24 hours, try to take one step, whatever that is that embraces willingness and not performance, not confidence, not the perfect plan. And that's how planning shifts into preparation and readiness for action begins. This effort can often include shame spikes along the way. And if you need a full framework to help navigate this with your clients, well, there's resources linked down below. I've created the Underneath Social Anxiety CEU to help you navigate each of these stages along the way. And for easier conceptualization, I've also created the Shame Lens map. Both of them are linked down below. Thanks for being here. Let's keep going.